Merci, Eric. Thank you very much. Thanks to the Bally family for the invitation. It's an honor, and I'm very proud to be here to present you Midland Exploration. I've just put a quick summary of our company. We're using the prospect generator joint venture model. We're trying to become the next Virginia gold mine in Quebec. Quebec is our focus. We're exploring mainly for gold. We have some base metal projects, PGE projects. We have a really tight float structure, only 57.2 million shares after 10 years. We've started at 21 million shares. Management and insiders, we're controlling 8%. Institutions, 60%. That includes 40% from the Quebec institutions. Adrian Day Asset Management at 14%. And Rick Rule Sprott is at 5%. Thanks. There's some retail investors and shareholders in the room, so thanks for your support. Thanks, Olivier. And fully diluted, we're at 28 million shares. That includes 20 million warrants at $1.15. We're trading around $1.15 right now. So we'll do everything we can this year to make sure those warrants are exercised. We could bring another 23 million hard cash in our treasury. We have cash is king, as you know. We have 15 million cash in the treasury right now. And joint venture model means partnership, and I'm very proud to work with Altius, Teck, Agnico Eagle, Cisco, 2 deals with the Japanese government, 2 deals with the Quebec government. They're all spending money on our properties. And many more to come. I'm in the process to negotiate new deals. The big companies are shopping right now for new projects. Since the gold and all the base metal are moving up, it's a good timing for us right now in Quebec. Like I said, we'll be very active. We're going to spend more than $6.5 million in exploration in 2017, and that includes a lot of drilling, 25,000 meters and more. Strong management. We have a good mix of technical and financial people on our board. Jean-Pierre Janson is the founder of the company. He's the key man with GMP Richardson, one of the biggest brokerage firm in Canada, independent brokerage firm in Canada. René Branchot, a lawyer with Lavery, more than 30 years of experience with, in the mining industry. Bob Valiant found 2 big gold deposits in Quebec with Lac Mineral Lac, and is now running Tri-Origin from Toronto. And finally, Germain Carrière was the ex-president of Desjardins Securities. Yes? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, thank you, Claude. Where we're creating value is the technical team. I'm proud to work with Mario and Robert. We spent all together 20 years and more with Noranda, Falconbridge, Xstrata, and we made some significant discoveries with those companies. I have younger geologists, and I have 2 outside consultants. Michel Gauthier was directly involved in the Éléonore gold mine discovery in northern Quebec. I'm sure you're probably well familiar with the joint venture model. The most important, I think the most important advantage is we're minimizing the dilution for our shareholders, and we're exposing our shareholders to several potential discoveries. So we're quite active. We have more than 20 projects, so shareholders are having access to a lot of projects, active projects in Quebec right now with Midland. Why exploring in Quebec? Quebec is getting back in the top, close to the top 5 in the last Fraser Institute mining survey. There's some good geological potential. There's some infrastructure, manpower, and there's some interesting government incentives program for the mining exploration companies. We're not exploring everywhere. We're concentrating our efforts in the James Bay area, in the Abitibi belt, and also in a new emerging gold belt in the Labrador Trough, where Barrick, the biggest gold producer is back in Quebec, and they just signed a new deal with the Cisco in the Labrador Trough. And you can see all the partners we have in the Abitibi Belt and also in the James Bay region. So I'm proud to work with these companies. Recent highlights. We signed a new deal with Altius. We made some new gold discoveries last year on our Eva and Wilba projects. We also raised a bit of money, $2.5 million at $1.35. All the warrants outside of the ones at $1.15 were exercised. And good news, all our partners approved our drilling programs for this year. Last bullet, we're very fast to react when there's a new discovery. There's something new in Quebec. We're fast to stake ground, to acquire big land positions. So last year we extended our land position east of the big Detour Gold Mine and surrounding the Eleonore Gold Corp deposit. Let's run through some highlights and projects we're currently working. Let's start with the Abitibi Belt, which produced more than 180 million ounces of gold, and there's more to come in that belt. This is a geological map. All the yellow circles represent the major gold district in this Abitibi Belt. The red stars represent our land position with our different partners. As you can see, we're quite active just east of the Big Detour Lake mine and just east of their new high-grade gold discovery. We're controlling more than 2,500, more than 3,000 claims east of Detour. There's currently a lot of competition in that belt, and Cisco is trying to consolidate all the ground in the eastern part of the Abitibi Belt, and there's a lot of activities along the Cadillac Break right now in Quebec. This is our land position along this famous Cadillac Break. You can see the La Ronde deposit, big, huge gold deposit going down to 3,000 meters. You can see in blue our land position along that famous gold structure. Lots of opening. There's no big deposit yet on our ground, but we're going to do a lot of drilling this year with Agnico Eagle on our Maritime Cadillac project. And we're controlling this new Eva ground where we're controlling 100% of that ground. We have a joint venture with Agnico Eagle. Since 6-7 years, we're working at 1 kilometer east of their richest gold mine, the Lapa Gold Mine, 1.2 million ounces of gold. That deposit will shut down probably at the end of this year. They need more feed, and yesterday morning we announced a new drill program. You can see the kind of intersection we had, and we'll be very active on that project, trying to delineate a new gold resource to replace the feed at the Lapa Gold Mine. Our Eva property, well located, 5 kilometers from the big open pit, Cisco, not Cisco anymore, but Yamana Agnico, 10 million ounces, the gold deposit, not very far from the Lapa. We acquired that ground 3 years ago. Last year we decided to put our own money, and we made some interesting surface gold discoveries. We defined a new gold hydrothermal system, very rich, very high-grade zone, and not much drilling during the last, historically, not much drilling has been done on that property, and we're planning some drilling early this summer. We did some trenching, we did some soil geochem, and you can see the quartz vein, the big hydrothermal system with some lot of golds, strong alteration, visible gold, and it's ready, almost ready to drill. We're finishing the geophysics on that project right now. Finally, I'd like to say a few words on the northern part of the Abitibi Belt. Pierre Lassonde from Franco-Nevada always said Land is not something, land possession is not something, land possession is everything. And you can see the blue position, the land position we have east of Detour Gold that we're currently working with SOQUEM, close to Balmoral, Bug Lake Zone discovery. We have 2 drills running right now. We have a geophysical program with SOQUEM. We're doing some geophysics right along strike with the new Detour Gold high-grade discovery. SOQUEM made a new zinc discovery, so there's a lot of activities right here in that part of the belt, and we're there, and a lot of drilling this year in that part of the Abitibi belt. Just an example, this is the Bug Lake Zone. I'm sure you heard about Balmoral. They made an interesting new discovery. Their last round of drilling, they had some interesting numbers. 500 meters, 600 meters from our claim boundary. And we're gonna test the extension of the extension of the Bug Lake Zone with the detour trend. We think it's a very high quality target, and we're bringing the drills right there in the next following days. I'd like to say a few words about the James Bay region. Since Goldcorp is in full production on their Eleanor 8-10 million ounces deposit, last year Sirius made a high-grade Shishu, the new Shishu zone, a new gold discovery. With Osisko, we staked a lot of ground surrounding Eleanor and surrounding Sirius discovery, and we've decided to put everything together in the same basket, 50-50 joint venture. We spent close to $1 million last summer to screen this big piece of ground. We've generated new high-quality gold targets that we're going to validate this summer with close to $500,000 budget. We're not at the drill stage yet, but it's a matter of time. Osisko is the operator. They found Eleanor, the ex-Virginia gold mine team. So we have access to 25 years of experience in that belt. So this is good for Midland. This is the Eleanor gold mine found by Virginia. Goldcorp bought Virginia for $500 million a few years back. You can see the surface expression of the Roberto. There's a 10,000 mil operation, 2 shafts. Now the main shaft is now in production. They're going to be there for 20, 30 years. And that's why we're active in the vicinity, in the backyard of that major gold deposit. We signed recently, after 8 years of discussions with Altius, we finally connected. We signed a joint venture agreement for a huge working areas. We defined more than 100 new gold targets, similar to the Eleanor target. And we're going to spend $500,000 budget with Altius, 50-50, try to find another Eleanor this summer on that project. Great partner. They're bringing a lot of expertise to the table, and I'm very proud to work with Brian Dalton and his team. I'm finishing with a new emerging gold belt in Quebec. We're very excited to see there's a new catalyst, there's a new trigger where Barrick just signed a new agreement. They could spend $20 million over the next 6 years, sign a deal with Osisko. That's in our backyard of our Wilbob project. $6 million firm commitment from Osisko, so that's important. New concept, new model, and since 2 years, both companies, Osisko and Midland Exploration, we defined some new interesting gold mineralization. Never been drilled, almost never been drilled. There's not much drilling in that part of the Labrador Trough. And Barrick will be very active this summer. Midland, we're planning to spend our own money, $2 million budget, 5,000 to 6,000 meter program. 2 years back, there was nothing here. All those red stars are new gold showings found by Osisko in Midland. You can see our land position surrounding Barrick and Osisko. So this is, look at the scale. This is a large area, huge area. We're controlling close to 1,500 claims. So both companies are controlling the area, and for sure, I'm sure we're going to talk to Barrick pretty soon, and there's more to come, certainly on this project. Not much overburden, surface expression, surface showings, all kind of gold mineralization, even massive sulfide, new massive sulfide gold mineralization. So we're ready to drill. We're going to prepare finish the geophysics, and probably early summer, late May, early June, we're going to drill those new showings, high-grade gold mineralization. We're going to screen that big property, and in synergy with what Barrick will do on their side with Osisko. The good news, we already have a drill standby on site, and we're ready to start again drilling. Coming up for us, drilling, 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 drilling. Make sure those warrants will go out. We're going to sign other new partnership agreements. I'm talking to several major companies right now. But the key word, drilling. We're going to drill more than 25, 30,000 meters. News flow will be there. So we're going to be very top company active in Quebec, no doubt. There's some people who are following our company. Adrian Day is one of our biggest shareholders. More recently, KC Research, Louis James put together a new report covering the prospect generator companies, and we were part of their top 5 companies. So we've got some great people behind the company. Finally, why you should pay attention to our company, Midland Exploration. We have a strong management team and technical expertise. We have a tight float structure, well-funded, more than $15 million in the treasury. Very active this year, this summer, with more than $6.57 million in exploration. Successful joint venture model, and big names. I like to work with majors. And at the end, shareholders are looking for discoveries, and we're on track to achieve the main objective, which is to find a major deposit in Quebec. So it's a matter of time. It's coming. I can feel it. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Everything is on our website. If you need more information, please don't hesitate. Call me. Send me an email. It will be a pleasure to give you an answer.